Hello?
Hello, is this the man who left the Craigslist ad?
What now? Who ran a Craigslist ad?
Did you post a Craigslist ad about youth wrestling?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay, that's well, the reason I'm calling is I'm actually a detective with Alabaster County, and got a few reports about this ad. It says you have a 3-year-old interested in wrestling. You're looking for a second child to give lessons in your home. Is that correct?
No, actually at a fitness center, a Snap Fitness.
Well, here's the deal. I actually now reading this, you're looking for 40.
What is your name, sir?
My name's Detective Brown. The problem is this reads as if this is attempted child molestation. I mean, that's the reports I've gotten from several sources indicating
Why
that
hasn't it been flagged?
What's that?
Why hasn't anybody flagged it on Craigslist?
Well,
it's an issue.
I'm not to do with the site itself. I just got personal phone calls about this ad right here, stating to me that it seems as though you're attempting to molest children via Craigslist ad here, looking to wrestle. Of course, when I say that, I'm using quotation marks, because it really does seem like you're trying to get a child alone for some sort of encounter without the adult being present.
Have you read the ad, sir?
I've read the ad. Here's what as I find suspicious. You're looking for 2 to 3 evenings a week with for an hour at training with my son, or with a child that is interested. I mean, that sounds like you want a child that's interested in grown men. Could be interested, not forced. Okay, that quote right there, could be interested, not forced. Again, it sounds like you're looking for a child who would be willing to have sex with you and not one that you have to rape. It says weighs 35 to 45 pounds, to train with him and be a partner. Again, it sounds like you want to get a
why would you want a kid that's going to be 50 or 60 pounds to train? I've coached youth wrestling in this city for 10 years.
Well,
let me tell you, anybody that has misconstrued my ad, that's all they've done. Their mind is demented enough to think that way, and I really feel sorry for them. But if you want to look up my history, I started Alabaster Youth Wrestling Association.
Yeah.
I have a son that's on the Thompson High School wrestling team.
Right.
And I have a 3-year-old that's turning 4 that's been doing some fall practices. And I've already found a friend that's got a 5-year-old that is a friend of mine that we're going to start training our kids together. He was a little young in tournaments. So I was looking for a child that was maybe didn't want to have to fork out the $100 a month at the club.
Right.
That maybe wanted to test the waters with wrestling. I started in Hoover in 2000. I moved to Alabaster in 2004, and I've coached in Alabaster ever since.
Now, of course,
somebody didn't do their homework. They should have called me.
They should have called you so you could molest their child?
No, you can come down to my store. I'm a business owner in Alabaster as well.
You're going to let me... Well, listen to me. Are you going to let me...
Why don't you ride down to my store and speak to me in person?
Okay, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a black line. I'm going to bring the forensic team. We're going to do a sweep of the floor. We're going to make sure we look for DNA, possibly yours, maybe a child's. Sweep the black light over that. We're going to find any fluids, any blood, any semen stains. Well, I mean, you're the one who, you gave me the option here of coming down, checking it out, and I'm telling you, if in fact I come down and check it out, I want the whole sweep of the place. Again, we're going to look for semen stains on the floor. We're going to check the bathroom. Again, this is a serious situation.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. It really caught me off guard, and I guess I'm kind of being offended to it, and it does make sense with what recently has happened in Alabaster.
Right.
I could see where somebody can misconstrue it.
Yeah.
But the only mystery to me is that the ad's been reposted 3 times and never has been flagged, because you have the right to prohibit a ad on Craigslist as a consumer or as a person reading ads, and flag the ad to where it will disappear. And not once has it been flagged or I've had to repost it. You can reassure, if I can give you my name, you can do a check on me, that's fine. I know Chief Oliver very well. I know Lieutenant Glasgow very well.
Well, listen to me. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
And Paul Johnson is a very good friend of mine.
I'm going to get your name. I'm going to go ahead and trace your background there back to when you were a child. I'm going to go back, talk to first grade teachers, kindergarten teachers, high school teachers. I'm going to talk to your parents. I'm going to talk to every past employer you've had in the past 10 years. I'm going to talk to any past girlfriends, past wives. So I'm going to need all those names. I'm going to be a list of names. I'm talking about, again, teachers, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, friends, childhood friends. I'm talking about every student you've ever enrolled in the class. We're going to go down. We're going to interview them one by one. We're going to see, has he inappropriately touched you? Or has he ever looked at you funny? And again, this is we're going to spend a whole lot of money on this because, again, I've gotten several calls about this ad. So we're making this our top priority at the moment. Is that okay with you?
A Craigslist ad that's looking to. So what is the difference? And I'm just respectfully asking.
Right.
What is the difference in having and promoting youth wrestling in a city where you have a bunch of boys and a bunch of adults in a room,
right,
doing private sessions and lessons?
Well, it sounds like you're describing a NAMBLA meeting. You just said a bunch of children and grown men in a room wrestling around. I mean, that's exactly what takes place at NAMBLA, and if you're not familiar with that, that's the National Assembly of Man Boy Love. So, I mean, that's.
Do you have any children in the Alabaster school system by any chance?
Yes, I do, sir. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't let them wrestle with a grown man without my supervision.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That is your choice, and I have to say, in today's society, that's probably a very smart choice.
Right. I mean, look what
now, as far as wrestling with a grown man, or as opposed to wrestling with another child their size and weight, you know, that's where I would probably not. I would be more comfortable in that situation as opposed to the first that you suggested.
That's okay. Now, again, this is remarkably similar to what Michael Jackson would do. Lure young children into his home or, again, you know, his building.
I'm pulling my ad up. I got to read my ad again to make sure. I want to see where this is.
I mean, look for yourself. You're looking for a child that is interested. That's under quotation marks. Or it could be interested, not forced. Again.
Okay, youth. Okay, did you read youth folk style wrestling? Do you know what folk style wrestling is, sir?
Listen, a pedophile would any way of wrestling he would disguise it under just to touch little boys and fondle them. Okay, listen, Michael Jackson invited boys under the mask of just having a simple sleepover when he would molest the boys, according to sources. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways. Priests and children there at the church, you know. That's what child molestation, what they do. They get these children alone under the guise of it's this other situation, only to then molest them. I mean, that's the way it is.
One-on-one test, more likely trained at Snap Fitness in Helena in the aerobics room at night if it gets cleared.
Well, let me ask you this, sir. Why boys?
I'm just rereading my ad.
Okay, but why boys and not girls? There's no mention of I'll train a girl.
You know what?
Only boys specifically.
Hold on, let me read it. I'm going to read you the ad. I have a 3-year-old son who's interested in youth folk style wrestling.
Right.
I have plenty of wrestling knowledge at this age group to train children, not boys, children. I would like to spend 2 to 3 evenings a week for 1 hour at a time training my son along with another child that is interested. There's been children that are forced in the sports. That's what I meant by not forced. Or could be interested, not forced, in weighs between 35 and 45 pounds. My son weighs about 37. To train with him and be a partner. Your child will get one-on-one attention. We will more than likely train at Snap Fitness in Helena in the aerobics room at night if it gets cleared.
I see right there. More than likely. If
not, I will figure something out. The closer you live to Alabaster, the better. Right. Just looking for one child at this time. There will be no charge to begin with. We can go from there. This is to benefit both children in self-discipline, self-esteem, self-defense, and the basics of what this style of wrestling is used in the high school in the state of Alabama.
Right.
I will make it fun, and at the same time, I will make it work and fun at the same time.
That actually, listen, I've seen a porn ad looking for females using that same quote, it will be work and fun at the same time.
Hey,
so at this
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Very respectfully, I can see where your mind as an investigator or somebody's mind that might be demented or had a bad experience in life
right.
could take all this. There's no mention of boy, by the way.
Okay.
Can take all this and could misconstrue it.
Right.
I will gladly remove the post. I still would like your name, sir, and I would like for you to understand that I have relationships with a lot of the law enforcement in this city.
Right.
And in
so
way...
you're saying, wait a minute, you have sexual relationships with law enforcement in the city. Can I get their names, please? This is something
I said I have...
Sexual relationships. I need to investigate this as well.
I hope you're taping this conversation because I did not say that, sir.
Well,
I said I have
relationships.
Personal relationships.
You didn't say personal. You said relationships. Now that's
okay. Then why did you just throw the other word in there? Why did you use the other adjective then?
Well, because listen, I've been trained to with a
put words into my mouth.
Not to put words into your mouth, but to read between the lines, if you will. And that suggested to me what you said. You've had personal.
So if you have a relationship with your dad, does that mean it's sexual?
Maybe your relationship with your dad. Again, I don't know you. You're the guy who posted looking for children.
Dude, this is your, like, I don't know who got you to call to pull my team or to mess with me, and I hope this is all a joke, but I'm going to take my post off because I do have a friend's son that's very interested in wrestling.
Well, I hope
for
his son's own protection, I hope he's going to be there, and I hope you wear protection. Speaking of protection, let's not transfer any disease into the anus of the young boy.
Dude, you are tripping. And your last name is what?
My last name's Brown. That's what your penis might be covered in when you're done molesting the boy. Probably all
your last name's changed now twice.
Really? What did I say first?
You said Johnson, then you went to Brown.
I didn't listen. It's always been Brown. The only reason you're thinking Johnson is because you're thinking about the Johnson and little boys as you invite them over for your secret gay wrestling.
You're awesome.
You're thinking about.
Hey, you got a mind of an investigator. I'll tell you that.
Well, I thank you very much.
I will gladly take my post off of Craigslist.
Yes.
And I will carefully reword it to where I'm going to start doing lessons in MMA and wrestling anyway.
Right.
And I'll make sure my verbiage is that it would satisfy you, sir.
Yeah, I will. I'll be checking throughout the night to see this new post, and we'll go from there. I'll read it over, make sure there's nothing fishy about it, and hopefully we could resolve it after that.
I would hope so as well, sir.
Thank you, and you have a nice day.
You do the same, sir. Thank you.